This is Senica Harris coming to you with another video blog brought to you by the Urban Coalition of Freelance Writers, where we shine the light on issues impacting the urban community. Today, we're going to really talk about a topic that it's a topic that we need to discuss. I'm going to just put it like that. And it's very unfortunate that situations like the one that we're going to discuss today have to take place in order for us to really begin to look at issues dealing with racism and bigotry in this country. For those of you who have been paying attention to the news, there's been a very tragic incident that has taken place down in Orlando, Florida. A young man by the name of Trayvon Martin, 17-year-old high school student, was found shot and killed back in February 26th, and now the national media is really starting to focus in on this tragic death. And what makes this death so tragic is that this young man was only 17 years old. He hadn't even had the chance to live his life, and he was shot in cold blood. He was just shot and killed by a man by the name of George Zimmerman. And what makes this even worse is he was shot because of the color of his skin. Let's just put that out there. A young gentleman that, if you've seen the pictures of him, he's not threatening looking. He's just a typical teenager, was no threat to anyone. And this man that shot him was at least 100 pounds bigger than him. Like, if anything, the young boy would be more intimidated of him. But it's sad that this young boy was shot in cold blood, even though there's tons of evidence, including 911 call, eyewitnesses from the community that can testify to the fact that this young boy was no threat to him. What makes this so bad that this guy is still walking the streets. And according to different sources, the police department is also being held under scrutiny as well, because there were some questionable conduct from them. And it was it seems like there was some things that were taking place that covered up this whole situation. And we really need to start looking at this. Like, we really need to start organizing. And like I said, my heart goes out to the family. My prayers go out to the family. And I think that we, as a society, we cannot sit back and allow things like this to occur. We are living in a new day. This is a new era. We're in 2012, and unfortunately, you can't deny the fact that racism still exists in this country. And one thing about it is like taking race out of the situation, taking the politics out of the situation. We have to look at this for what it is. Like, first of all, it's racism, of course, but taking all that aside, we have to look at the fact that this is a young boy. I mean, this is a child, pretty much. And a family is now mourning over the death of their child. Their child is not going to be graduating high school. Their child is not going to be able to go to college and get a degree, get a career, start a family. All those dreams are gone because of this monster that claims that this young man was a threat to him. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this man has also harassed several other people in the community, according to sources, and he has made several police calls. When I say several, I mean dozens of police calls on other members of the community. And what makes me mad about it is, it's like in the 911 tapes, he made several derogatory comments based on race. You know, and he said that this boy looked suspicious. Now, you know, if the tables were turned, and this is my thing, if the tables were turned, and this is why I fought the police department, even if this was self-defense, they have enough evidence on him that they can book him. And this should not just be an open and shut case. This is a child that was killed. You know, and I'm really glad that President Obama has came out and spoke against this, and I'm really hoping that this gets national attention to where we'll have a lot of people come together regardless of race. I think we all need to come together because right is right and wrong is wrong. You know, this man is obviously a menace to society. He's a loose cannon. He needs to be locked away. And we need to start coming together as a society and start loving each other, loving one another, and just addressing these issues, because it's very unfortunate that something like this has to take place for us to even look at issues of race. We deal with it so loosely, and a lot of people want to sit around and say, well, racism does not exist today. It's in your imagination. And this goes to show you that that is further from the truth. Sure, things aren't as bad as they used to, but a lot of people still hold these attitudes of bigotry and racism. They hold them inside. They're not as outspoken about it today. And I really feel that we can't ignore this. And I'm really glad to see that the social media people have really taken advantage of that to get this story out there. I'm glad to see that people are rallying, people are organizing, people are speaking out. That's really good to hear. Because I'm sorry, even if the boy was a troublemaker, even if he was whatever, you can say what you want to say about it, nobody deserves to be shot down and killed. Nobody. We can't give life, so who are we to take it? You know, and it's very devastating. You know, I'm not a parent myself, so I really can't relate. I can't even begin to tell you how I would feel. But I don't even want to imagine how a parent would feel to lose their child, and you have hopes and dreams for their child to grow up and be successful and start a family, and you know, and all that's just snatched away from you instantly. Just it's gone. He's gone. And like I said, I really feel sorry for his younger brother, and you know how this boy could have been a threat to this man that was at least 100 pounds bigger than him. This was a bigger, huskier guy. Like, the guy looks like, you know, it's sad. It's just a sad situation. And we really need to start rallying. We need to come together. We need to talk about race. We need to be real about race. And this hatred has to stop. The hatred has to stop. And I know that this situation has, you know, stirred up a lot of feelings amongst many people. But we really need to stop the hate. We really need to come together at a time like this. We need to come together, you know, and just take race out of the situation. This is a young boy that is dead. It could have been anybody. And it still would have been tragic. It doesn't even matter. Race doesn't matter. This young child is dead. And this man is still walking the street. That is the part that disgusts me the most. And if we can't even have faith in our justice system, what do we have? And then they want to wonder. Then they walk around wondering why people take the law into their own hands. But I'll tell you this. If nothing is done about this situation, which I think is going to be something done about it, I pray that it is. I think there's been enough outcry about it. And I think even one of the police chiefs or somebody stepped down. But if nothing is done about this, you best believe there's going to be some justice in the street if there's no justice in the court system. So, with that being said, I'm going to get off of here. I really just wanted to do an audio video blog because I want the folks to be on him, and I want you to just look at these pictures that we're going to be posting up during this, commentary. And it's just, I just want you to just keep in mind that this was a 17-year-old boy that needs justice. So we're just going to show pictures of him throughout this commentary. But I really want to know what you guys think. We're going to be doing a show on this on Blog Talk Radio. We're going to be doing a show about this on Monday, and we really want to hear what you have to say about this case, and then just about the issue of racism. Is racism still alive? Is it as bad as we think it is, or do you just think that this is just one of those freak incidents that happen? But I dare to say that it's a bigger issue than what we think. Racism is not gone anywhere. And luckily, it's still here. It's getting a little better with the generations that's coming up. But it's always going to be people like this monster, George Zimmerman. And my heart goes out, like I said, to the parents. They are really taking it well. They're being very strong, and I respect them for that. And just, speaking out for their child. And like I said, I have to give much respect to President Obama for coming out and speaking against this. And I really hope justice is served. If not, I've lost faith of our justice system. It's just, we really have to be real about this issue of racism. But that's enough for me right now. I'm going to sign off. You can check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/UCOFW. Just comment on this video. I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this. In addition, check us out on Facebook. We're going to be posting up this video on our group page, and you can just keep up with the updates. So we're going to follow this story, and anything that we can do, we're going to try to do it. We're just going to get this word out here and just tell people just to start talking about these issues, because we really need to have a serious dialogue about racism. If you would like to become a commentator, feel free to email me personally at seharris02@gmail.com. Until then, this is Senica Harris signing out.